my partner's argument I made first. He made that while importing uranium for China's nuclear facility, importing uranium and mining uranium in Canada has causes contamination in the air, since mining uranium is radioactive, and as in mine, it causes more pollution damage than coal mining. And additionally, Canadian groundwater and surface water has been contaminated. Next is about accidents, and about how 2/3 of errors in minor errors is caused by human errors. And in these human errors in the current nuclear factories in China contains 1 million. In Chernobyl, 1 million people have died, and not only that, in the plutonium stockholds has enough plutonium to kill everyone on Earth, which is about 250 kilos. And if an accident should happen, it shall destroy China's future development of building any future nuclear program, as far as its economy and the environment and country itself has been falling through a nuclear disaster. Next, in regards of health, it has shown that the village around the area has shown a 1% increase of cancer rate. As for statistics have shown that the cancer rate in overall China should only be 0.285%. This clearly shows that the nuclear facility has been affecting people on its cancer, which will lead to their deaths. Next, talking about how if Beijing creates their Generation 3 and 4 reactors, it will turn Generation 3 and 4 reactors will turn China into a guinea pig, and with the inconsistent policies, debates have to...
Just read the author and date and then the part highlighted.
And from Zhu Prof. School of Governance in 2012, with inconsistent policies, debate has continued. Some insist that the Generation 3 reactors should be adopted because they have safety advantage advantage. Others argue that China should not be the guinea pig for the Westinghouse to test their technology, since no unit of either model is in operation anywhere. Next, I'll point out that.
No, that paper. Explain.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Next, I was also to point out that if China does use Generation 3, that China would then will then start selling its Generation 3 reactor plans to countries that the U.S. would not like to, such as North Korea, which then, therefore, North Korea can finally have a strong enough reactor to create nuclear weapons that
also
can
Syria.
and also Syria that can risk in global security, which is why building nuclear power plants in China is bad, as well it will take the U.S. nuclear leadership away from the U.S.
Pollution?
Next in pollution, I've talked about how building nuclear power plants will stop pollution around the world. However, that is false. As according to Pendium Institute in 2007, it says that mining in Canada and in China has produced massive environmental impacts in contaminating surface and groundwaters, which also leads to the 66,000 people who died in China from water contamination as for through the uranium mining. Additionally, also releases conventional and toxic radioactive air pollutants, not only in China but also in Canada, where they are importing their uranium from.
Energy security?
Energy security. And now, is it time?
15 seconds.
And energy security, if they import uranium from Canada, they're still dependent on Canada for the uranium they import, so building nuclear power plants does not solve energy security, as far as they still rely on other countries.
Crossfire.
I got this. How many people get cancer because of the nuclear power plants?
Has shown that 1%.
That's not how many people. That's
1% of the Chinese population get cancer from the nuclear power plants, from either directly and indirectly from contamination and actual radiation in the air.
How many people die because of that?
We don't have statistics. Let me tell you, what? Everyone, cancer kills everyone in the long run. Yeah, it kills everyone.
Ask the question.
Could you explain how in your argument, you said China is using Generation 4. However, China isn't exactly using it, but only testing it. Therefore, making any argument of Generation 4 useless.
Actually, it's not useless. They're still using it.
They're testing it, not using it. So any effects you said that will help it is currently not in effect because they're only testing it.
Well, after they didn't build their nuclear power plants yet, so after they tested it, they just inserted it. Here, I'll take this one. Okay, I can't read my words.
How do you respond to the fact that in the building of, that my partner says, in the building of nuclear power plants, it actually causes more fossil fuel emissions as for they have to build it, have to build the actual structure of the power plant, build the enrichment center, build all the little sections, and step by step, which in total has more CO2 emissions.
After we build, we're not going to be using fossil fuels all the time. After we build.
You have to use fossil fuels to build something, therefore.
I said, listen, after we build it, we'll just stop using the fossil fuels because we'll be using other things to power the power plant. We use fossil fuels to build the power plant, but it doesn't mean we're using it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
I respond to that nuclear facilities do need at least a minimum amount of fossil fuels to actually run it.
Circles.
I see.
What?
Like here, as in the Science Daily in 2008, it says the operation and decommissioning of these nuclear power plants and the waste disposal all require fossil fuels to complete these tasks.
Okay. So
So there's no point in building nuclear facilities as for just increase the fossil fuel emissions.
well, even when you guys are mining fossil fuels, you guys. Each 200,000 tons of coal ash contains 400 tons of heavy metals that contains radioactive substances. So if you